Welcome back to Kick On Rugby channel. I'm your host, Dane. Share it as always, but we're back now with Rugby Championship Fantasy. And this might be the biggest fantasy video you'll ever watch all year because we've got the two biggest hitters in fantasy rugby joining. We've got the biggest league or the biggest chairman of the biggest league in fantasy rugby, Thomas from Myth of Damien McKenzie. How are you, bro?
Good guys, how are you guys? Good to be here. Cheers for the invite, Dane. Appreciate it, bro.
Fantastic. It's over 4,000 teams in your league. That is immense. Love to see
It's
it.
out,
And
it's out
then
the gate, bro.
crazy, isn't it?
It's out the gate.
And then we've got the reigning, defending Super Rugby fantasy champ, Callum Brown, Cal7 online. How are you, bro?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me. I'm pretty excited to chat to you two boys and share a few fantasy tips and hopefully help a couple of guys out.
Hopefully win again for you. You're traveling France and Spain and everywhere else. It's a good little, what is it, 5 grand this time around?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't looked at it because I don't know if I'm going to go back to back, but I'll give it a good nudge. See how we go.
Absolutely. I feel like it's almost insider trading this because we've got the biggest league involved and then we've got the defending champ. So hopefully we can get a bit of insight here. And we'll get straight into it. So Tom, you're up first.
Oh, sweet,
Five
bro.
of your must have All Blacks for round one.
Yeah, sweet. So I got the privilege of getting Mighty All Blacks. Obviously born and bred Kiwi, so I like to think I know a thing or two about the game, about the All Blacks. So starting up front, we've got Adi Savia, pretty stock standard, try scoring threat. In my opinion, the best player on the planet at the moment. He just does everything. He'll play 80 minutes, and he was the top forward in Super Rugby Pacific Fantasy this year, 599 points to be exact. So done that in a pretty struggling Moana team, on a back foot Moana team, and we all know how good Adi Savia is. So not much more to say about that one. Out the back, got Will Jordan again. 42 tries, 44 tests. Can't really go wrong. Try scoring machine. Line break king. Try assist. Line break assist. Defenders beaten. Can't go wrong. One of the best players on the planet. Staying in the back line, again, another world-class player, Geordie Barrett. Can't go wrong again. Geordie Barrett does a bit of everything. Damien Dialende is out for this weekend for the box. So if you're looking at a direct comparison in the midfield, I think Geordie Barrett provides a bit of everything, a bit of physicality. He's got that passing game, and he's a world-class player. Since his return from Ireland, I think he's stepped his game up a little bit more. He's just got that extra bit of clinicalness to his game. He looks eager, hungry again. So yeah, I'd go Geordie Barrett in the midfield. Going back to up front, we've got a bit of a cheeky pick here. It just depends how you look at it, but we've got Tupou Vai here. He's listed as a lock in fantasy, meaning if you know the lock, fantasy game, locks typically score 20 to 30 points a game if you're lucky. Tupou Vai likely will play on the blindside flank for the All Blacks. So yeah, 2 tries this year, 2 tests, 2 tries this year. He loves to try, loves to range and open space. The man's got a huge work rate. He's making tackles. He's winning line out. He's doing a bit of everything. So Tupou Vai, he's my smoky pick in that out of that five.
I
To
like that.
finish,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, you go. Yeah, no, it's a solid one, bro.
Yeah.
I was talking to Cal a bit about it, and he was talking about obviously him and Fabian Holland. That's
Yep.
probably the two comparisons. But I think they'll probably both play 80 considering the situation. So he won't lose a lot there. But being a Chiefs man, I had to have a fellow Chiefy in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And obviously the mixers, hey, if he's named as a lock, but then playing flank, it helps so much, man. They get through so much more work. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. They get through so much work. They've got that extra bit of space on the blind side. So yeah, that one's there. And the last one, as much people don't know this, I do love the guy. He might be the rival to the man, but Bodie Barrett. I love Dan McKenzie, but I do think Bodie will be starting this first test. He's kicking accurately right now. It's always been somewhat of a flaw in his game, but you can't fault him for that. He's kicking well. He's
Yeah,
always a
yeah.
chance for a try. He will set up a try. And he's largely mistake free as well. He's not going to throw at shockers and cost tries, miss tackles. He's Bodie Barrett. He's one of the best tens on the planet. Still got mad respect for that guy. If Dmac starting at 10, if he was in any situation, I probably would go Dmac just for
Dmac, yeah.
him being a fantasy freak. We all know
100%.
he finished
Yeah.
top of season for the Super Rugby fantasy points out of all the players. So yeah, he'd be a good option. I reckon it'd be nice if the fantasy game had like a bench option. I think they had it in the Six
Yes.
Nations one.
Yeah.
I think DMAC would be the ultimate bench option
The
for
subs. Yeah,
fantasy.
yeah.
But yeah, Bodie Barrett to finalise my five. So yeah, Will Jordan, Ardie Savea, Geordie Barrett, Tupou Vai and Bowden Barrett. I don't think. I think all these guys will play 80 minutes. Obviously, we've got Cam Roigard and Wallace Satiti injured.
Mm.
I'd be looking at those guys later down the line, just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
again, world-class players and quite, just fantasy freaks. They've got that attacking game, love to try. So those would be my two smokies into the future.
Yeah,
In the All Blacks picture, which Cam Roigard and Wallace Satiti. But for this week, the likely five starters, those are my five, bro.
yeah. Absolutely. And I think I've got 3 of them in my team
Okay.
already. So yeah,
Oh, man.
on the same page.
Man.
So Cal, we'll jump over to you. You've got the luxury of picking the Aussies.
Yeah,
What have we got?
cool. I don't know if I'd call it the luxury, but I think it's a much different lens of it's a much different lens when picking Wallabies players because I think one of the things is you have to have the 3 minimum players from each country.
Yes.
So
I
I
like
think
that though. I like that as well. I like that little touch. Yeah.
I think it's a really good rule. I was pretty happy to see that. So I think I'm expecting to see a lot of people have 5 to 6 All Blacks in their team. So I think with the Wallabies, you're really just trying to find 3 solid players who aren't going to let you down.
Yeah.
So the 5 that I'll name, I definitely won't have all 5 in my team this week, but I've left a little bit of a smoky in there as well. But I think number one, the first person who's probably going to be in my team sheet almost every week, I think, is Frost in the locks.
Okay.
He's just super consistent, super cheap. He'll play 80 minutes almost every week, probably all 6 games. He'll go 80 at least 4 to 5, I'd say. So really consistent. He runs hard, which surprises a lot of people, but he's so consistent in the lineouts, and that'll just he'll rack up the points there. So an easy one on my team sheet, cheap Wallaby option, get one of your 3 out of the way.
Yeah.
Easy.
Smart.
Then you've got Suaalii, which probably surprises no one. He's probably got the most upside out of any Wallaby. This week's a tough one. It's hard whether to pick him or not. Up against the Springboks midfield, that's a bloody tough ask. And it looks like James O'Connor's going to be starting at fly half as well. So it's going to be a new look Australian backline this week. So I don't know what that cohesion is going to look like, but you can't not pick him. He's actually reasonably cheap compared to your likes of like Geordie Barrett, Damien Delende. I know Damien's not playing this week, but I think Suaalii's sitting around the $7 million mark, which is I think really good value, and you get another Australian on your team sheet.
Yeah.
And then I've got one of my favorite players, Tom Wright. This guy's so good. Maybe the best fullback in the world at the moment. It's some tough competition there, especially with Will Jordan, but
I was going to say, does Will Jordan play cricket? I think he does play a bit of cricket, but I don't think he doesn't. I don't know. It's a tough one. There's world-class fullbacks out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Tom Wright's special, eh? He's special play. He's so special, actually. What a player.
I would find a way to have them both on my team. Or, yeah, one at 14. But he just always seems to make the right decision. You got to pump the Wallabies up a little bit. But I think, Tom Wright on any other team in the world, I think we'd be talking about him a whole lot more. So always makes the right decisions. Will beat a lot of defenders.
Yep.
We'll set up his outsides really well, and and he's also a 50-22 threat as well, which I think they've brought into fantasy this year.
Yeah.
So look for a little bit of that. I think he had a couple in the Lions series, I think. So and then I've got big Harry Wilson in the back row. It was actually tough decision to pick him this week because going up against the Springboks, we know Harry Wilson will get most of his points from carries, beating defenders, and so forth. But I think at Ellis Park, you tend to see teams run it a bit more. So I think it fits right into Harry Wilson's kind of arsenal there, and you'll see him run, you'll see him tackle hard, and he'll go 80. I think he'll be the one back row. I think they'll do the 6-2 split, the Wallabies. That's what I'm expecting, especially with James O'Connor named in the 23. So I'm expecting Harry Wilson to be the back row that goes 80 with Mick Wright and yeah, McRae coming off for Tisano and probably Valentini. I'm assuming he'll play. Probably Gleeson
Hooper
or
or
Hooper
someone.
jumping
Yeah,
in for
yeah,
him. So
Surely Hooper, he was pretty good in that third test. I thought he
yeah,
was excellent.
yeah,
He was
I'm
excellent. So.
expecting if Valentini's not fit for Hooper to be there. And I really like Hooper. I think he's also a lock option, so that's a smoky that you could maybe go
Ooh,
for.
okay.
So I think if
Interesting.
you see Hooper, and he's 3.5, he's super cheap. So
Yeah,
I think he's just a bit of a sub risk. That's the only thing
yeah,
I'd say there. So I don't see him going 80, but especially with Frost there. So, but yeah, worth a look. And then my final pick. Yeah, this is actually a tough one, but I've put Bell in there. I actually don't think he's going to start this week.
yeah,
Put him in there because I think if he does start, you have to have him in your team.
yeah,
He's a cheap Wallaby, and I think out of all the props, besides maybe Ox, he's probably got the most upside,
yeah.
especially, and he'll have something to prove after being benched in the Lions series. So not expecting him to start, but I'm expecting
To
if he
get
does start, he should be on your team.
yeah,
I'll definitely throw that out there, and I think you should be looking at him throughout the whole competition
yeah,
as well. He's such a good runner. He racked up the points in Super Rugby,
yeah,
and I don't see his game changing that much in the international scene. He still makes the same impact. He's going to have a better pack behind him. And I think against the likes of the All Blacks and Argentina as well, like I think there's even more upside there.
yeah.
So yeah. And
Absolutely.
then if I think about a few players that maybe you can look at picking in future rounds, I really like Ikitau.
Yes. Yep.
I think he's actually reasonably cheap.
I've got him in the
Yeah,
centers already.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was trying to find room for him, but yeah, I really
Yeah.
like a few others this week. But I think he's a really solid option. Like he will find my way into my team throughout the 6 rounds.
Somewhere. Yeah.
You've obviously got Jorgensen, you've got Fraser McRae, who was an
Yeah.
absolute beast in fantasy, and
Yeah.
then probably another one is Billy Pollard.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
he's really cheap, and I think Parecki retired. You've got Fezler out injured, and it's just him and was it
BPA,
Oh
BPA,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
BPA,
So I'm expecting BPA
BPA.
to actually start against the Box because he's probably one of the best scrummaging hookers in the world. So I'm expecting that. Otherwise, I probably would have had Pollard in my five as a really, really cheap hooker option, which then
Yeah.
opens
Okay.
you up to so many options
Well.
throughout your team.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But, but
All
yeah,
right. Lovely picks. And then I love again. I love that rule that you have to have at least three from each country in. So definitely ones to look at there. All right. For my five picks for the Springboks, the whole tight five. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, we'll start up front. All right, Oxen
Yeah.
Chair, must have. I think most people are going to have him in. Like Cal mentioned, massive upside potential. Going to win your scrums. Loves to carry the ball as well. Gets through a ton of work. The only downside, I guess, with any tight five with the Springboks is they're getting subbed off after 40 minutes or 50 minutes. That's probably the only downside. So I've got Oxen Chair in there as my first one. My second one, Malcolm Marx, pretty pricey, but off the back of them all, like Springboks love them all. Hopefully get a couple tries in that regard. He also loves playing out wide, like that extra flanker. So he could get through a ton of work, like carrying the ball, good over the ball as well. So a few points in pilfers. That could work there. So that's my two. And then I'm going straight into the back. So I'm going for value on this first one. Edward van der Merwe for my third pick has played 3 games for the Springboks, scored 5 tries, and he's only 6.5 million for this weekend. He starts on the wing. Massive upside potential. He's probably only going to get game time these first few games. So lock him in there, and then you'll look at Ches and Colby going down the line. Curtly Orange is my next one. Just a try-scoring phenom, man. I know he's very expensive, but he'll probably be in my team then throughout the Rugby Championship. Whenever he gets the ball in a little bit of space, like, man, good luck stopping him. When Cheslin Colby comes back in, I'll put Colby probably in as well. That's so hard, man, defending those guys. Like, I'd have them on the wing and then probably look to eventually have someone like Will Jordan to join them in my back three, but then it's just working out value-wise because, man, that'll be so expensive. But I'm looking towards that as my back three. going forward. And then I'm going big. So that was my 4, right? So I've got 2 up front, 2 in the back, and then I'm going big for my 5th one. I'm going Marnie Lebok, and I'm going to triple boost him for the start. First round, I'm going big. I'm hoping
Brave.
for a good Springbok win, or at least like I've got them 10 plus. I don't want to be I don't want to sound too arrogant. I just think they're too strong at the moment. And Marnie Lebok, the connection between the two, kicking well off the tee only of late. Loves a good try assist, can score a try himself as well. So I'm feeling this first round of the Super Rugby vibes from Dmac, where those guys jumped in for a triple booster and got like 600 points. I'm feeling that for Marnie Lebok for this first round. So I'm going triple
Yo.
booster off the bat. I don't know where else I would use it. I think against, like, I love Australia. I love you guys, but I think against Australia is probably your best bet. So that's it. That was my big one. And then I guess going forward, Peter Steph Toy is a must-have for me, I think, for the Springboks. Plays 80 minutes every single time. Just a workhorse, man. Probably doesn't score a lot of tries, but gives you everything else. Carries, tackles, and just loves it, man. So I think he's probably the biggest one going forward that I'll just keep in my side. I'll jump on a quick, or I'll give it to Callum first for your 1 or 2 RG picks.
Okay, yeah. All right, I've got Montoya. I think he's going to be the first hooker in my team
Yeah.
every single week. I've told you boys about it already. One of my favorite players. I really love the Leicester Tigers, so I've enjoyed watching him. Now he's off to Po, which is also one of my favorite teams in the top 14. So I love watching him, but I think the big thing with him is he'll play 70 minutes most weeks.
Yeah.
One thing with the Argentinians, they're super inconsistent over that's almost like their identity, right? But he is the one forward that is ultra consistent. So he'll be there week in, week out, captaining the team, I think. So yeah, love him. And then I'll probably go Chocobaras in the midfield.
Yeah.
Sorry if I've stolen one of your picks, boys, but I just think he's absolutely world class, underrated,
Yeah.
and just again, he's probably one of the more consistent players in a rather inconsistent.
Such a good go forward, eh? Like he always gets good go forward, and he's a good player, makes good decisions. He's underrated, as I reckon.
Just ultra consistent and So
Consistent, yeah.
I think that's the thing. You got to pick 3 RGs or more every week, and I think you should be looking for consistent players. So those are my 2.
Love it. All right, Tom, over to you. I'll keep it quick, man. I've got heaps up my sleeve.
Nah, sweet. Probably in the backs too that I like. I like the way they play the game. I think they've improved a lot in the last couple of years, and they're good, solid, consistent players. One's Thomas Albanos at 10. I just like the way he plays the game. I'm not, regarding fantasy, he might not score the most. Just he's a good kicker. He kicks for distance well. As in, clearance kicking, getting out of his 22, but he'll get the box into the right areas. If the box forward pack steps up and he does his thing, Albanos is as good a bet as anyone to score a try. Broke through that line. He's a good player, so he's right up there. At the back, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's fit. Juan Cruz Malia.
Malia, yeah.
Malia, yeah, he did quite a bit of damage last year against the All Blacks in Wellington, and again, super consistent. One of those underrated players who doesn't probably get the limelight other world-class fullbacks like your Keenans or your Wrights or your Jordans, but again, doesn't do a lot wrong. Always, again, good for a try, and he's super quick. Super quick. I'd say one of the quicker players in the championship this year. And then up front, I quite like the look of some of their locks. Rubiolo.
Yeah.
He's a good young lock. Probably will play 80 most likely, and he gets through all the work. Simple as that. He'll be in an Argentinian pack that's fighting, dogging away at the All Blacks. So someone like him, he'll crack up 15 tackles. You'd think so. So that right there is 20 points or so.
Lovely. Good picks. That. All right. I've got mine up front. So Joel Sclavy. I think it's Joel Sclavy. Big boy, man. Gets through a ton of work as well. Loves to carry the ball. He's got a full sleeve. I go off, I'm clutching it. I wouldn't say clutching at straws, but I'm going off any omens, whatever else. He's got the full sleeve. Man, Aussies love a scrum, so he's up front, and he's only 4 million. So that's someone that you could get in there and kind of hide, and you get through. Hopefully, get a few points in carrying at scrum time as well. And then I've got Gonzalez. I think it is Juan Gonzalez. Is it that plays
Yeah.
for Saracens? Yeah, outstanding. Also, only 6 million. Loves to carry the balls. More of the flashier player, and that could potentially work well for fantasy points. So looking at him there. And then out the back, I've got my man, probably the best looking guy in the Rugby Championship this year, Rodrigo Iskro. Plays for Harlequins in the Premiership. Lost Pumas Sevens for the longest time. Work rate, man. I think in the British and Irish Lions game, he was at like 3 or 4 turnovers, 13 tackles for a winger. That's outstanding. So
He was everywhere, right?
yeah, man.
He's
So
a good player, man.
and he's only
Yeah.
7 million. So that's someone that you could chuck in there as well. And that was my 3 RGs. So I think we've done really well here. I am on the free Zoom, so we've got 4 minutes to wrap this one up. Any last calls or any boosters you guys are chucking out?
I'm going to be honest, I haven't thought too much about boosters this week or captain, but I think if you want to play it more safe, I think you've got some pretty good options. You've got LeBock and Bowden Barrett. I think they're both going to score fairly well this week. I think if you want to go a bit more risky, you've got some pretty good options. You've got Aronsa, you've got Jordan, if you want to go in the back 3, and even Vandermeer. Sorry, I can't pronounce South African names, but
Yeah.
he's so cheap and he's so good. Super underrated. He'll go well. So. Or even like a Geordie Barrett or a Billy Proctor if you think they're going to rack up some points against the RGs this weekend. So those are just some of my thoughts. I don't see myself captaining anyone outside of that kind of bracket. But yeah,
Tom?
Yeah. Captaincy wise, I'd probably stick with someone like a Will Jordan.
Yep.
Just consistent at the back, and we know we kind of get from him. I'd say triple captain. I'm not too sure on that. I'd say as the championship goes on, though,
Yep.
I do think defenses will get tighter.
Yep.
Typically, just
Yes.
as they, so you might be smart to use your triple captain earlier than not. And one last thing I'll say: check the weather, guys. If it's raining, if it's dewy, the game's going to be a mess. That's rugby, and at the end of the day, we're not going to see 3 or 4, 5 tries from each team a game. It's going to be a kicking contest, and that's where you might want to captain a 10 or a goal kicker.
Yeah, absolutely. Some lovely tops. Some lovely. Jesus, I've just lost the word. What is the word?
Tips.
Tips. There you go. I was saying
Tips.
tops. I don't know why I have tops in my head. Some
Tips.
lovely tops and tips here from the biggest players in the game. I'll have the codes down the bottom to join Myth of Damien McKenzie. Join the KO Cup. Cal, I don't think, are you just joining everyone else's to win again?
yeah. Just racking up the prizes again. Thanks to all those people. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Lovely stuff. Guys, let us know in the comments as well. Who are you bringing in? Who's your must-haves? Who are you captaining? Are you jumping on the triple captain with me? Because it's going to work, boy. It is going to work. I'm telling you now. Do it. Follow everyone along on Instagram, social media, Myth of Damien McKenzie, Cal7, all of those things will be down in the comments. And hopefully if this is good, we're going to keep it going. Guys, I appreciate your time again. And I hope you guys don't do too well because I'm coming for that $5,000, boy.
Nah, bro, appreciate having us on, bro. It's been mean, and I'd love to come on again. Yeah, no, it'll be good, bro. It's good, so good. We got fantasy this year, right?
Yeah, how good.
We need fantasy, bro, in Super Rugby. So, can't complain. I'm happy as, bro.
Unreal. Thanks, boys.
All right.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers, lads.